Hello, so we have reached the end of week 14, one more week in Old Testament theology before we flip to 1 John. But today we're going to finish up the grammar of Leviticus 16, 7 through 10. And this is the Yom Kippur ceremony, the Day of Atonement ceremony. And so we begin with verse 7. So we've read the Hebrew on Monday, so now we want to look a little bit into the grammar. So, v'lakach. So, lakach is the verb to take, and it's a funny verb, but here it's pretty normal. It is, there's no performative or sufformative, so it actually looks like the dictionary form. So I'm going to call it a perfect form, a Grundstem or G form, also called the call form. This is the basic form, call perfect, third masculine singular. Now the thing is, we're getting instruction here. We know that in English, the sense is something like, and he will take. What's funny is that it's in the perfect tense. So our English sensibilities would say you should translate it, and he took. So this is one of those where the context points us towards something that is instructive rather than descriptive of the past. So we're going to go ahead and translate it, and he will take. And he will take et. This is a direct object marker. It's not really translatable, except that we're talking of its definite direct object marker. So we know that whatever follows is a the. So let's set it aside for now and keep going. And he will take two of. So shnei. The Sari Yod is a construct. It implies that we put the word of, two of. And he will take two of whatever this is. Well, this is hey patak doubling. So let's go ahead and bring it up here. Hey patak doubling is the word the, right? And I mentioned on Monday that this is defective. There should normally be a yod here, im, which is the masculine plural absolute ending. So the two, he shall take two of the goats. So this is the word for goat, sha'ir, goat. And you shear goats, right? No, you don't. That's sheep. Never mind. Anyway, but you will take two of the goats. So who will? Aaron, I assume. And he will take two of the goats. And what is this? Well, this is what's called a hiphial stem or an H stem. And the H stem is causative. So whatever this is, they're causing it to happen. The hey on the front is a key sign for the hiphial or H stem. And then the hiric yod here is a key sign of the H stem. It's H perfect or hiphial perfect tense, third masculine singular. And amad means to stand. So, and he will cause it to stand. So the subject is Aaron, I assume in the context, and Aaron is causing something to stand. What? He's causing otem, he's causing them to stand, the two goats. So, and he will take two of the goats, and he will cause them to stand lifnei Adonai, or lifnei Yahweh, before Yahweh. So the goats will stand before Yahweh. Lifnei is panei, face, and la, to the face of. And this is Sari Yod is a construct. Plural construct, to the faces of, because actually the word face is dual, panayim, because I've got two faces, this side and this side. I'm not two-faced, but I have two faces. So that's the construct of that dual, to the face of. But we usually translate it before Yahweh. Pekat, the threshold, the gate, the door, ohel, the door of the tent. Ohel means tent, and then moed is of meeting. So this is construct, tent of meeting, tent of assembly. So putting all this together, and Aaron will take two of the goats, and he will cause them to stand before the Lord, before Yahweh, at the door of the tent of meeting. We call that a construct chain because we've got construct, and then the last word in the chain is choo-choo. It's absolute. So the door of the tent of the meeting. Okay, so we're taking 2 goats. We're bringing them before the tent of meeting. Next verse. This is not Hebrew letters. Sorry. Should have deleted it. And Nathan gives a lot. Again, this is perfect, but we're going to translate it future in the context. And he will give, that is, Aaron will give al Shanei Hashairim upon the 2 of the goats, same grammar as before. If the final element of a construct chain is definite, the goats, then every part of the chain is definite. Upon the 2 of the goats. Hey, patak doubling the, hirik yod mem. The yod's not there, it's written defectively, but there should be a yod. That's a plural, masculine plural absolute ending. So, and Aaron will give upon the 2 of the goats gorolot, lots. He's going to cast lots. And the omega, that's Greek. The Holam Vav Tav is a feminine plural. So lots, the word for lot, goral, is feminine, even though you can't, there's nothing to show you that. We know because it takes feminine plural endings. Of course, it could be one of those that looks feminine, but it's actually masculine. So probably that, actually. So even though it has a feminine plural ending, it may be masculine plural in theory. Okay, so, and Aaron will take upon the 2 of the goats lots. He's going to cast lots on the goats. Goral, 1 lot, achad, 1, lot 1. Hebrew normally puts the adjective after the noun. Lot number 1, and lot number 1 is for Ladonai, is La Yahweh. So lot number 1 goes to the goat that's going to be given to Yahweh or sacrificed to Yahweh. The goral, and another lot, achad, 1 lot. So 1 lot for Yahweh and 1 lot La Azazel, another lot for Azazel, which may be, I don't know whether to take it literally or not, but it may refer to kind of the evil spirit of the wilderness surrounding the camp. The camp is holy, but the area outside the camp is not. In fact, it may very well be possessed of evil spirits. So we're going to send 1 lot into the tent of meeting, into the Holy of Holies. We're going to send the other goat out into the wilderness. We talked about that. Okay, so next, verse 9. So karav means to approach. I might have messed that up a little on my letter one. I don't remember. But here we have a H on the front, a hey on the front, and a hirik yod at the end. Do you remember what stem that is? That's the Hiphiel stem or the H stem. And what does the H stem indicate? Causation, correct. Because the H is there on the front, I'm going to call it a perfect. If it were an imperfect, it would have a yod or a tav or one of the imperfect performatives. So I'm going to call this an H perfect, third masculine singular, or Hiphiel perfect, third masculine singular. And Aharon, Aaron, will cause to appear the goats. He's going to cause the goats to appear. Actually, this is singular goat. So Aaron, and again, I'm going with a future translation because it makes sense in the context, even though I normally translate perfects as past. So, and Aaron will cause to appear the goat that, Asher, that went up upon it, the lot for Yahweh. Okay, so goat number 1, Aaron will cause to appear, causative stem, H, Hiphiel, the goat that it went up upon it. The Vav is it or him. It's a direct object, or it's a pronominal suffix. This is a preposition, all, upon, and then This is it. This is it. Or also could be him, but in this case, I'm going to go with it for goat, because goats are its in English some of the time. Okay, so, and Aaron will cause to appear the goat that went up upon it the lot for Yahweh, and he will make it a katat. He will make it a sin offering. And so asa is to do or to make, and then hu is a one of the ways of making a direct a pronomial suffix that's a direct object. This was similar. So sometimes you get a couple of ways to do the same thing. The vav and the hu kind of do the same thing. So this is upon it with a preposition, and this is will do it with a verb. Okay, and he will make it, and he will make it a katat. He will make it a sin offering. So a goat number one, that the lot fell for Yahweh. This goat is going to be a sin offering in the tent of meeting. The other goat, however, we're on grammar, not letters. I must not have unfolded this one. So, and the goat, so hepatok doubling is the, and the goat that went up upon it the lot for Azazel, it will be stood alive before Yahweh. Okay, so this is a form we haven't seen in our 14 weeks. Amad means to stand. This yod with a so with a performative, it's an imperfect rather than a perfect. We've gone to finally into an imperfect, which is what I would have wanted for a future tense anyway. But with this kamatz under it, I'm going to go with a hofal stem, or an HP, a passive H. So if the hifil means to stand or to cause to stand, the hofal means to be caused to stand. So so the one that the lot for Azazel, it will be caused to stand, kai, alive, lifnei Adonai, before the Lord. Okay? So the other one is being caused to stand before the Lord. It's, I don't know how the goat experienced this. This one's going to live, but it's going to the wilderness. So I don't know whether the goat would rather be sacrificed for Yahweh or go to the wilderness. But this one's going to go to the wilderness. So why is it being caused to stand before the Lord? La kaper, in order to atone upon it. Okay, so this is a infinitive construct. There are two kinds of infinitives in Hebrew. The one that takes prepositions and suffixes is the infinitive construct. And kaper, Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. So this is, we can kind of cowardly pronounce it to atone. It might mean something like to wash or to redeem, possibilities. Talked about that on Wednesday a little bit. The fact that the second consonant is doubled suggests that this is a D for doubling stem, or you might call it a PL if you're old school. It means to put into the state of. So if there's some words that they just naturally take a PL as their primary stem, and this would be one of them, I believe. Okay, and in order to send, so shalach is to send. Notice the doubled second letter again suggests that this is a D or a PL stem. In order to send it, oto, there's the whole vav that is the it again. In order to send it, so with a lamed on an infinitive construct, it can express purpose. So it'll appear before Yahweh in order that it might atone upon it, and in order that it might send it. So these are kind of purpose constructions, lamed plus an infinitive construct. Again, this is PL or D because it has a doubled second. In order to send it to Azazel, okay. Now, hepatok doubling is the. Midbar is desert. So what's the kamatz on the end? I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that this is what's called a locative hey, a hey that expresses direction. So we might say to the desert, and that would be what the hey here. Okay, so and the lot that went up upon it, a lot for Azazel, it will be caused to stand alive before the Lord in order to atone upon it, in order to send it to Azazel to the desert. Okay, well, that was fun. We're getting better, aren't we? So there we are done with Leviticus 16. So we're going to end up our Old Testament theology series next week with Deuteronomy 28, the blessings and curses associated with keeping or not keeping the covenant in our Old Testament theology series.